Hey everyone, I'm currently in Australia visiting family, and I've decided to return to one of the old locations I used to photograph when I lived here. I've been to this place hundreds of times. It's Bombo Quarry, one of the best seascape locations in Australia. It's pre-sunrise. I'm just having a look around now to see what speaks to me. Obviously I've been here so many times, I don't really want to replicate something I've done in the past. So I'm just coming out for a walk, looking around, just seeing if anything catches my eye. I have a feeling that some of this cloud here will light up shortly. The sun is about to rise. There is a band of grey cloud on the horizon, but once the sun just pops up above that, I think we should get some nice golden tones on this cloud here. So there's potential to get some nice sunrise conditions, so we might incorporate the cloud, or who knows, maybe we'll look down tighter on the landscape and photograph some of those details of the waves and water crashing on the rocks. Something that I've tried to photograph here before is this pinnacle, this structure. It makes not a bad shape, especially through the wide angle. Where I'm looking though is perhaps the other side of the channel, that point there, and then we can look back and potentially get a nice composition. The other good benefit of going around there is we'll be able to look back towards the sun and that cloud. Let's go and have a look. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll go find out. Have a look at that. Nice. There's that light. You can see now the light. Sun's coming up. It's going to light up that cloud. This is the main wall, probably one of the most famous compositions and sections to photograph. Have a look at this. Yee-hoo! How good is that? So fun to photograph. You can go wide and get that whole scene, or you can zoom in with a tele and get those waves down there. We've got to chase this light though, so let's get around the corner. Oi. So we'll try to get around and look back towards that pinnacle rock structure. It's that subject matter I was talking about. It doesn't look too bad. Let's get the wide angle out. We'll see what we can frame up. Let's get into it, because the sun moves a bit faster here to NZ. At this latitude, the color doesn't linger as long. Gonna just check out what these waves are doing. I don't want to make sure that we're not gonna get blasted by anything, by a rogue wave. For the 12 to 24 mil out, and I think what I want to be doing is timing an image with the nice water flowing off the wall back there. Got to find some kind of interesting framing up here though. So how does it look through the lens? Not too bad. But watch this. That will be awesome to get. There's an interesting little natural frame in here which I might pop inside. I could stand back here and make a natural frame out of the left and right hand side of this rock. Just gonna watch this swell. A few seagulls coming in. I might just quickly get a frame of those with a fast shutter speed. So I just photographed those birds at 800th of a second. Watch this. Whee! Whoa! Wow, look at that power. Should be shooting now. Adjusting my settings. ISO 100, f11, 1/8 of a second. Look at that. All right, just make sure this is safe before we hop in. Look how nice that light is. Conditions are perfect. So I'm in this little channel here, and this just, I noticed this as we walked up and over. And with the 12 mil, I can use it to make a bit of a natural frame. It's really hard to show you in the video, but if I time it right, we can get that beautiful crashing waves back there as they recede. And I'm just making sure with my composition to tilt downwards, and that's giving a nice distorted stretch to the rock up the top. Otherwise, with the wide angle, that curved lens, it can really, the pincushion effect, whatever's in the center gets pushed further back and it looks quite small. So giving that downwards tilt will stretch that back up nicely and give it a bit more of a realistic size. So watch this as this water comes up. Obviously I'm being pretty careful here and getting ready to run if I need to. Watch that wave. So I'm gonna shoot, watch this one in the background too, back there. So this natural frame, hopefully you can see that. It's not much to it, but it's just enough to block the left-hand side where there's a big negative space. The reason why I'm doing that is so the eye doesn't drift off. So if we get down, see, it forces the eye to look at that rock back there. If we come up, we've got that big opening and the eye wants to flow that way towards the sun. So I'm using it to force the eye a certain direction. Horizontally works well too. The key really is getting the right timing on the water. Which textures do we like, the shape, even the color. We don't want too much whitewash. It's just messy then. It's nice to get a combination of white with that golden gray tones we're getting with the sunrise light on the ocean. Oh, look at the cloud up there. Yee-wee! I like the vertical and the horizontal, so I'm just shooting a frame of each single focus stack, so focusing right on the front rock and then on the back. Oi! Look at the highlights hitting everything now. Perfect. Perfect scenario. Watch this big set roll in now. So I'm just putting the telephoto on now, 100 to 400, and let's zoom in on some of those cascades that are flowing off the edge of the rocks, and we'll see if we can just get a nice detailed scene of the water, maybe some waves as well. Timing is everything. So I'm sitting at about 100 mil. 1/10 of the second is the shutter speed I'm using. That way the water becomes soft but still has a lot of texture and detail. So 1/10 of a second, ISO 100, and I've had to close the f-stop down to f36 just because of the bright light. And yeah, just trying to time this now. Ready as it goes up and then as it flows back down, and then ideally you get a wave roll in at the same time. That would be really cool. Here we go. So that's going to flow down. Let's have a look. So this is something I really encourage you try. When you're finished at your location doing the original shot, look for something completely different focal length. So in my case, I've gone from a wide angle scene and now doing a bit more of an intimate scene. And everywhere I look, I'm seeing great waves, textures, light. So there's probably a good session here just with the telephoto. Watch this one flow down. Nice. You know guys, if I was going to give you something to take away today, it'd be the importance of spontaneity and being reactive and not burdening yourself too much with specific goals in mind and going out and forcing an image. If you can take yourself out to an area that's conducive to creativity and just get there and then just let the place speak to you, and that's what happened here today. Like I said before, I've been here hundreds of times. I had no obligation today. I just thought it could be nice to come and check out the area and hopefully make a video. I really wasn't feeling it. But then once I got here, and I more or less freed myself from any... Oh. You gotta be careful here. Once I got here and just let the place speak to me again, like it did over 10 years ago, I started to see little details that I probably wouldn't have found if I came here with that specific goal or vision in mind. So just allow yourself to react to the light. Give yourself that time to observe and look, and then react accordingly. Don't always go to a place with that specific image in mind, because you just get tunnel vision and you'll close yourself off to other creative possibilities.